Hi and welcome to this next video. This is GoPro video number 2, which is covering the skill sets number 2 in inviting prospects in the 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. We are again adding on to your knowledge base so you can actually start becoming that leader profile we want you to be. So this is part of the element of education again of our blueprint model. We also again this time have invited Eric Worre to do this. We don't even invite him, we just use his stuff because he's actually the guy who delivers the 7 skill sets here. And all it's taken out of his book, so if you have the book available or if you have the book with you, you can also study that more in details. But this is a video session from the GoPro Recruiting Mastery 2012. And the skill set or the skill set number 2 is what we're going to cover here. So take it off, Eric. Here you go.
So inviting prospects, this is the gateway skill. If you figure out how to effectively invite prospects, you're going to be fine. If you don't, it's over. It's the gateway skill. Either you go through the gate or the gate closes. The good news is it's learnable. We're going to give you some fundamentals that every single one of you can learn and you'll enjoy and you'll have fun. Won't be any problem. A lot of people think in order to be a good inviter, you need to have reputation and influence. That's not true. You don't have to have reputation and influence to be a good inviter. You just have to have the skills to be a good inviter. I want to change you from a hunter to a professional, from a predator to a professional. We're more like farmers than we are hunters. We grow relationships. We grow people. We push people up. We nurture people. Right? A lot of you have the mentality, I need to invite him because I got to get him. I need to get me one more. Nobody wants to get got. They want to build a relationship, but they don't want to be the one that, hey, let me show you the new distributor I just got. They're going, you're holding me up on a string, you know? Kinda. Bring him to the meeting, carry him around. See a picture of me and the one I just bagged? Let me give you the professional mindset when it comes to inviting. There's a mindset that professionals go into. When I struggled with inviting at the beginning, but I made up in numbers for what I lacked in skill because I would just invite. Now, I blew through a lot of people. I lost a lot of good people that would have been amazing because my skills were so bad. But I made up for it in numbers. Now, there's a better way to do that. The professional, one of the things that I've learned to do over the course of my career is study what works. There's a lot of stuff that sounds good. Sounds really clever. Like when objections and stuff, people love to have these clever answers. Those don't really work, though. You try the clever thing, and everybody ends up a little bit mad. So clever didn't really work there. There's clever little approaches, there's clever little invites. The clever stuff never worked, really. So what I did is I studied the most successful inviters I could find. And I listened to them invite. I watched what they did. I took good notes. I went to their trainings, but you know what I found out about top earners? They have a very difficult time actually communicating what they actually do. It's not about trying to mislead you. It's just they just don't have the ability to do it. They struggle with saying, here's how I actually did it. So this is, we're going to talk about this weekend, is how the top earners actually do it. And they start with a mindset. Their mindset is to build a relationship, not to get a distributor. That's their mindset. To build a friendship. People do business with friends. Mindset is about relationships, not about, and people will sense if you're trying to build a relationship or if you're a shark. They'll sense it. Their goal is to educate people and inspire people. Education and inspiration, that's their goal. They want people to be better because of their interaction. They want people to be inspired and see a bigger picture of their lives. They want people to understand what it is that they have to offer. It's about understanding. It's about education. See, is that different than what most people think? I got to go get this person. No, build a relationship. Educate them. Inspire them, yes. Educate them for sure. Build a relationship, build a friendship, no matter what. Their process is to, number one, build trust, and number two, transfer belief. Trust is like a bridge from one side to the other. So they build the bridge by not being a shark. They build a bridge by being a friend. They build a bridge by educating. They build a bridge by being a genuine human being. They build a bridge by not jumping on them at inappropriate times. And then once the bridge is built, they transfer belief. See, what most people try and do is they try and transfer belief before the bridge is built. And if you do that, you got to go through like 50 times the numbers to get the same result. If the bridge is built, transferring belief's no problem. You could just walk it across the bridge, drive it across the bridge, whatever. But if the bridge isn't built, you got to use like a catapult to try and shoot it over the water to get to the other side, and sometimes it might hit pretty hard. You know what I mean? Imagine a big water balloon with your story. Because you got to get it over there because you haven't built trust yet. Yeah, I got the information. I don't think it's for me. Professionals don't even really pitch. They just don't. They're not pitch machines. Those are the amateurs out there. I've never met a person I didn't prospect. They don't pitch. They build a relationship. They educate. They inspire. They build trust. They transfer belief. And it becomes a natural downhill gravitational pull towards your opportunity instead of pushing the rock uphill. That's what amateurs do. That's what posers do. They're pushing rock uphill all the time. Professionals don't pitch. Also, professionals try as much as they can to get face-to-face. Why do they try to get face-to-face? Because it builds trust. Personal interaction changes relationships. Most major decisions in your life, you didn't do completely over the phone. You probably got face-to-face to be able to have some type of conversation. Why? Because you needed to have some trust built before you made that big decision. There's some leaders in network marketing that like to say, never do a one-on-one. That's an example of one of those things that sounds clever and isn't what people do. Not the successful people. The successful people find opportunities to get in front of other people of influence, build a relationship, get face-to-face whenever possible, build trust, transfer belief. That's the mindset of leaders. You know, you notice that the $1 million earners are going, yep, yep, lived that, done that, been there, got it. I hope everybody's hearing. That's what they're all saying. All right. You're going to be inviting to one of two things, in my experience. You're going to be inviting to one of two things. The first is an event. An event is most effective. If you can get a person to attend an event, the chances of them joining your business is very good. Why is it so good? You have the physical interaction with the person. It builds trust. They can see it's working. There's social proof. Other people are doing it too. People just like them are doing it too. There's excitement. There's a certain energy. There's urgency. Other people are taking they're stepping forward and they're signing up. Maybe I should too. See, the event is great. It's the most effective. However, the downside to events is they're difficult to schedule, especially for the new person. It's too big a leap to get somebody to take a big chunk out of their life and come and attend an event for a first exposure. People don't show up. You know why most people quit network marketing? They made a big invitation, nobody showed up, and they went, I can't take it. I just can't handle it. The no-shows kills people. That's going to discourage anybody. Knocks out more people than any other thing. So here's the second thing that you invite people to. A tool of some sort. A tool. Now, what do I mean by a tool? It could be a CD, audio. Could be a story. Could be a DVD. Could be a magazine, brochure, website, online presentation of some sort, product sample. Could be a whole number of things. Tools are a much better first step. Much better. What's our goal? Go back to our goals. Building trust, transferring belief, building a relationship, education, inspiration. This is the gateway. We have to think about what the majority of people can do. I had a little bit of a knack for getting people to events when I first started. That's the reason why I'm still here today. But I wasn't able to duplicate that. I couldn't get other people to have the same level of success that I had getting people to events, even though they were very effective for me. And because of that, my duplication never went anywhere. So tools are a much better first step. Every company has different tools. Let me talk to you why tools are incredibly powerful. Can you give me the Elmo, guys? Great. It's the power of third party. This is a fundamental. If you don't learn this fundamental, you're going to have problems. If you learn this fundamental, you're going to be fine. Third party. Here's what most people in network marketing do. Posers and amateurs both. Here's you. Here's the prospect. They go to the prospect and they try and give all the information. Let me tell you about my product. Let me tell you about my opportunity. Let me tell you about what's going on. Let me tell you about our leadership group. Let me tell you about the support. Let me tell you about this exciting campaign we got going on. Let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you. The problem with first party is they most of the time know you and they know you're not an expert. So they're going to be very critical, cynical. They're going to ask a million questions. They're going to throw up a million objections. And because of that, you're going to have a difficult time getting them to take you seriously. It's the reason why we have, when a celebrity endorses a product on television, we go, ooh, maybe I should get that. Even though we kind of know that the celebrity, you know Peyton Manning's not driving a Chevy. He's just not. Or Buick or whatever. He's not driving a Buick. He might have one in the garage because of the contract or whatever. We know he's not driving a Buick. He's just not. But it's a cool commercial anyway. He makes it interesting, makes it more valuable, right? So if you go first party, you're only going to have a certain result. You're going to get shot down most of the time. The only people you can have success with in first party are people you have influence over. So on a scale of 1 to 10, if you have a 10 in influence, you can talk to the 8s and the 9s and whoever else is below you. You know, you're the President of the United States. You can talk to a lot of people. Hey, come with me. And they go, okay, I'll come with you. But then they go talk to people. Can they talk to 10s if they're an 8? Not with this approach. They got to go talk to what? 7s, 6s. 7s are a little close. You know, there might be some ego involved. They might have to go down to 5s to be sure of it. So they go to the 5 and say, hey, you want to do this? 5 says, well, chance to work with you? I'm in. But now what are the 5s going to do? They got to talk to 4s, but not really 4s because there's ego involved with 4s. So they got to kind of go to 3s. So they go to a 3 and they say, you know, hey, you want to join me? And they go, I don't have the money. Well, let's find the money. All right, we find the money. Get them in. Now what do I do? Go talk to people. Well, who they got to talk to? The 2s and the 1s? And they come back upline and they say, you know what? No one can afford to join this opportunity. No one can afford it. The price of entry is way too expensive. The monthly auto ship is completely out of control. It has to do with a philosophy problem. It doesn't have to do with a reality problem. There's plenty of money in the world. There's plenty of influential people in the world. You just have to have an approach where you can talk to anybody. Not only I could talk to you, but you could talk to her, and she could talk to him, and he could talk to him. And you don't have to have a certain skill set in order to be able to have success. When it comes to influence, I mean, you don't have to have a certain amount of influence to have success. Here's what the professionals do if you want to have duplication. Now, I will tell you, in my first 3 years in this business, I rebuilt my organization 7 times. 7 times from scratch. And here's what happens in this business. Have you ever heard this story? Here's you. And what you're going to do is you're going to recruit 5 people. And then you're going to teach your 5 to each get 5. So now you've got 25 people, 30 people in the group. And then it's the simplest thing in the world. All you have to do is show those people how to do the same thing. And now you have 125. And it doesn't stop there. Guess where it stops? You get to live in that box of about 30 people. If you've been struggling, you can't get it going, I mean, I'd build it up. You know what I learned? I learned anybody can get 5. You can just decide, I'm getting 5. I don't care what it. Tell your spouse, I'm getting 5. I'm doing it. And you can do the next step too. You can go to your 5 and say, you're getting 5. Pick up the phone. I'm sitting here until you call somebody. You're getting 5, and you're getting 5, and you're getting 5, and you're getting 5. And I don't want to hear about it. You can do that. You can, and you'll build a team of about 30 people. But then you can't tell those 25 in the next row that they're getting 5. Can't do it. So I'd build. I'd get I'd get 5, 6 people recruited. And you know the story I tell you, you've seen this plates, you spin the plates, a vaudeville act, put it on a stick, you spin the plate. Ready to go, Mike? Yes, I am. Put him on the stick, spin the plate. Hey, Mike's going. Woohoo! Zzz, zzz, I have a downline. Yes. This is awesome. Then you go to the next one, get him up. You ready to go? See Mike, he's spinning. You can go too. Zzz, got 2. I got 2. I got 2. I'm spinning them both. Then you can get 5 or 6, right? You can get them spinning just on your own effort. Now here's what happens. Some of them spin better than others. Some of them don't spin very good at all. Maybe I got the wrong person. They're not very good. And it's fun to hang out with the ones that spin easy. Oh, they're excited. They got a good attitude. So you hang out there, spinning over there, and you go over there. You see the one that just got started. You got Mike. He's going spin. He's about ready to drop. Wah, wah, wah. Whoa, come on, Mike. Get back on the call. Come on. Try that product again. Come to the company convention. Come on. Right? Then that's just with 5 or 6. And they told me this was part-time. This is not part-time. It's ridiculous. It's not. That's level 1, folks. That's your front line. You know what your front line's going to make you do? Spin their downline's plates too. So you're spinning 30 plates. You're running around. Nobody's doing anything without you. Come on. Will you spin by yourself? I'm so tired of this. I have to get you up in the morning. I have to put you bed at night. Get on the call. Use the product, for crying out loud. Why do I have to call you every day? True or not true? Sickening. So you finally just say, you know what? Enough. I'm going over here with these self-spinners, my latest ones I just brought in. You guys, you fend for yourself for a week, for crying out loud. And you have a little internal mental temper tantrum. Have you had that? Sick of you people. Right? So you're hanging out over here. Hey, we're having fun. And now you hear smash, 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 smash. So you say to these people, ignore that sound. Right. They just lost the faith. That's all. Right? That's what you have to deal with if you're in first party. First party's terrible. It's awful. It's no fun. If you want to live in this box for your entire career, stay engaged in first party. It will feed your ego and it will steal from your future. You'll feel good because you got a posse and they're looking at you and you're listening to you. And you have an entourage of people who follow you and hang on your every word. And after the meeting, you're in the corner with your little group. And let me tell you what we're going to do. Been there? Been with your little group in the corner? Then when you're done with the meeting, what do? They go to the casino. They're done with you. All right. So if you want to break out of that box, that's what I did 7 times. Build it up to about 30, lost it. 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 Build it up to my screen, lost it. It's back here. There it is. We good? All right, good. So if you want to break out of that box, and I really did. I thought I understood third party. I trained it. I thought I got it my first 3 years, but I didn't really get it. Here's what third party is for those of you who might want to figure that out. Third party, give me some examples of third party. CD, DVD, 3-way phone call, the product, upline, a home meeting, an event, brochure, a webinar, sizzle call, all right, NM Pro, a story is third party because it's not you. Here's the short definition of what third party is. Anything that's not you. If it's you trying to be the expert. Your job is to go to the prospect and connect that prospect with a third party. That third party is the fact giver. It gives the information, lets people understand the product, the opportunity, the story, whatever, what's possible for them. It helps to educate them. And if they see an opportunity, they'll come back to you and you can show them how they could do the same thing. Here's the rule. If your lips are moving, write this down. If you're moving, you need to be pointing, reading, introducing, or telling a story. I'll say it again. If your lips are moving, you need to be pointing, reading, introducing, or telling a story. You don't get to give the facts ever. Not even when people become distributors. Talk about that in a second. People ask you a question, pointing, reading, introducing to something or someone else, or telling a story about something or someone else. That's your job. That's what professionals do. Ask the top earners. Give me the secret and they'll tell you a story. Ask them if there's, hey, when's the convention? They'll point you to a website. Ask them for what's in the product. They'll connect you with somebody who's got, the brochure that explains the product. They won't go there. They know it's a trap. If they go there, it's a trap. So let me give you an example. So third party, if your lips are moving, pointing, reading, or telling a story. Let me tell you why this is important. I'm a white man. Mike here is black man. How you doing, Mike? Are there issues between white and black in the world? Yes. Is it sometimes hard for a black man to listen to a white man or a white man to listen to a black man when it comes to opportunity? Yes. Is that same thing true from a man talking to a woman? Is that same thing true with a 20-year-old talking to a 50-year-old? Is the same thing true with a doctor talking to a ditch digger? Or vice versa? See what I'm saying? I'm just saying, here's the realities of our world. No one is exactly aligned. And let's say, see this screen up here is the opportunity. And do we have a roaming camera or no? Can we do it or can't we? Do you have enough cord? I'll come over there. I'll come over there. Sorry, Mike. All right. Let me use Tyler. Come here, Tyler. How you doing, pal? Good. All right. Can you go handheld or no? Yeah. Cool. Perfect. Have a seat. Go right behind Tyler's shoulder. Give him his point of view. Okay? Now let's say we're going to go to that screen over there. Sorry to just keep killing you. No, I'm going to go to this screen right here. Can you get it so the screen is, and you can see the screen? Got it? Boy, look at how many screens. Cool. Okay. Now, if I'm talking to Tyler, actually I'm not going to talk to Tyler. Switch around. I'm going to talk to Mimi. I'm talking to Mimi, a man talking to a woman. Okay, can you get down again? And I want you to be able to see that screen, right? Can you see the screen? He can see the screen. Okay. Now I'm talking to Mimi, and I'm sharing the opportunity. And I'm saying, Mimi, you would be great at this. You'd be unbelievable. You'll be able to tear this thing up. The opportunity's on that screen, okay? You'd be unbelievable. Can you see right now what's on that screen? No, she can't see it. Why can't she see it? Because I'm in the way. She has to see it through me. This guy that she may or may not relate to. Okay? She has to see it through me. So no matter who you're talking to, they have to see it through you, and that they might not see it. You're reducing your chances by like 90% if you take a first-party approach. So what I need to learn how to do is introduce myself to Mimi in a way that builds trust. And watch this. Watch the screen. I need to move out of the way, point, read, introduce, tell stories. I need to drive her to that exposure so she can see it. And she turns to me and she asks me a question. Well, I'm glad you asked. And I jump right back in front, and she can't see it again. See what I mean? Job as third parties, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Resist the urge to sound intelligent. Show off with the stuff you read last night. Tell me what's in the product. Oh, I can't wait because it's got this and it's got this and it's all natural and it does that and it's unbelievable what it does with this. Stop it. Say, well, there's a brochure that'll explain it all better than I could, and you drive them to the exposure that way. You see what I'm saying? You get it? Now, if you do third party that way, now I can go to if I'm a 6, I can go to a 10 and talk to a 10. If I invite them properly, if I do it with skill. A man can talk to a woman can talk to a man. People from different races, backgrounds, cultures, experiences, countries can talk to everybody. Now, if I use a third-party approach by getting out of the way, how many think I have a better chance with Mimi? Better chance. Okay, if I go first party, my chances are really low. Thanks for being flexible. I appreciate it. Is that good? Third party is critical. Third party is critical. I'm going to give you one more thing and then we're going to go with Ray. Let me give you the formula for financial independence in network marketing. The formula for financial independence in network marketing. Would you like to know what it is? Here's what it is. How did we get back there? It's all right, I'll catch up. Power of third party, formula for financial independence. The formula is, if you want to be free, if you want to get past the 30 people in your team that are so dependent on you and dying at every minute, plates smashing to the ground all around you, here's the formula. Your ability to get a large group of people to do a few simple things consistently over an extended period of time. We'll get it, relax. It's in the book, you'll find it. Your ability to get a large group of people to do a few simple things consistently over an extended period of time. That's it. See, there's a big saying in network marketing, which is, if it is to be, it is up to me. As far as your passion, dedication, decision, yes. But building a large organization, no. If it is to be, it's up to a large group of people doing a few simple things consistently over an extended period of time. That's what it's for. I used to think if it is to be, it's up to me. But that's, if you want to live in the box of 30, then it is up to you. If you want to be free, it's not. This is the formula. And I went from I'll do it all, bring it all, I'll do all the presentations, all the trainings, I'll do the calls, bring your list. I'll even call the people on your list for you. I got, a brand new distributor sitting right next to me. I'm calling you because they're too afraid to. I do it all. And then I went to having a few people doing amazing things. I had a, inner circle just doing unbelievable stuff. And that doesn't get you freedom either. Then I finally learned that using tools, your ability to get a large group of people to do a few simple things consistently over an extended period of time is the ticket to freedom. Really. So rule number 1 is don't ever, ever, ever answer a fact-based question. Point, read, introduce, tell stories. Use third party. Even after the distributor joins your business, still point, read, introduce, tell stories to them. Because you'll be teaching them what to do with their people, their prospects, everybody else. Got it? You understand this? If you could absorb this, here's what happened to me. I went from a revolving door of constantly having about 30 people on my team to Eric. And over the course of my career, I probably recruited, not a huge number of people, but maybe 500. That's over 25 years. It's not that much as a professional, you think about it. And I've built organizations totaling over 400,000 distributors around the world. How? The formula for financial independence. That's how. How did I get free? I went, okay, I'm going to trust this. 5, 25, 125? What? I finally had people, after 3 years, I finally had people in my team I didn't know. It's an amazing experience. Some of you know what I'm talking about. That first time somebody comes up to you at a convention and says, I want you to know I'm a leader and I'm in your downline. I've never met you, but I'm in your group. I just wanted to say thank you for the inspiration. And you want to say thank you for not making me spin that plate. Thank you so much. You did it on your own. I love you. We were talking about the formula for financial independence. Remember? Your ability to get a large group of people to do a few simple things consistently over an extended period of time. Right? Your ability to get a few people to do a large group of people to do a couple things consistently. Right? I got to tell you, this philosophy, once I got it, it changed everything. There's a couple campaigns, handful of campaigns that changed my life. I want to share some of them with you. With me? I'm going backwards again. Sorry. Tool campaigns. Talk about third-party tools. Tool campaigns changed my life. Really. Tool campaigns can change your life with your business. Because when you think about the formula, you're trying to get a large group of people to do a couple simple things. What's more simple than a tool? Get somebody to listen to a tool. Get somebody to review some material. Get somebody to do something. In 1990, the company I was with came out with a video cassette called Living the Dream. It was the first produced opportunity presentation anybody had ever seen that I knew of. It wasn't just somebody recording some live presentation. It was a produced, nicely done. There's some celebrities in there. There's some sports stars in there giving testimonials, and you had person after person telling their story. It was really inspiring. And the guy who came up with it, someday I'll have him up here talking, but his name was Earl Shaw. And Earl, a good old boy from Texas, Earl created a training on how to pass out, get those videotapes, pass them out, get them viewed with enthusiasm. And that very quickly became our daily method of operation. That became all we did. That's all we thought about. Who can you show the video to today? Who can you show the video to this week? Drive over to somebody's house, jump up and down on their front porch and say, I'm so excited, I got to show you something. Pop it in and push play and sit down and shut up. When they're done, ask a few questions. What did you like best about what you just saw? On a scale of 1 to 10. Where do you see yourself as far as this opportunity? And are you prepared to get started? That's it. And we did that like you can't believe. We played that video and it went, I had my first 6-figure a year experience from that video. It helped me create duplication. So you got to think about, and here was the key to it. There was nothing else taught. Demonstrate the product and show this video. There was no other distractions. There was not a menu of 15 things that you could choose from. It was just how many. And the video cassette was $15 each. Back then, think about that. It's like a $50 DVD right now. Okay? That one changed my life. Next one was an audio campaign. This was amazing, amazing. In September, the company I was with in 1990 hit a brick wall. They went from $800 million a year in sales to $200 million in a year, in 18 months. I mean, just... They eventually morphed into Juice Plus, but I mean, people were diving off the ship. It was ugly. So in 1992, myself and a group of people, we joined another company. And the company was doing $1 million a month in sales, and they'd done about $10 million the year before. And I understood the power of video, but I was intrigued with the possibility of audio. And I'll tell you why I was intrigued. I listened to a presenter from another company, his story. He had an audio cassette, and it was him live telling the story. And that audio cassette was so interesting and so intriguing to me. I didn't want to join his company, but I really liked the audio. So I went, I wonder if we created an audio cassette for our company, and there's nobody else to do it, so I created one. I literally wrote the script, word for word, borrowing heavily from everyone in the profession, creating a really compelling, about 20-minute long audio cassette called A Career Choice. It was the name of the company, ... A Career Choice. Okay? And the front of that audio cassette was the presentation, me doing the presentation. And I did it in a studio, and we did it with nice music, and I did it with a lot of energy, and it was tight. It was really good. And the other side was just filled with testimonials of people who had life-changing experiences. About 20 minutes worth of testimonials. And I got to tell you something. I miss audio cassettes. I miss them. There was something about audio cassettes for network marketing that I really miss, and I'll tell you why. You put an audio cassette into your car, it starts wherever it starts. And then when it's done, it flips over. And then it keeps going. And then when it's done, it flips over again. And it keeps going. When it's done, it flips over again. Right? So you get this value of repetition. If it's entertaining enough, people listen over and over and over and over and over again. They'll keep listening. So we created this audio cassette, and we came up with a campaign that was stellar. The audio cassette was 50 cents each, which was exactly our cost. 50 cents each. It came in a little cardboard sleeve. The audio cassette was inside the sleeve. People could put a sticker with their contact information, or they could write it on there. And in 8 months, we moved 1 million audio cassettes into the market. 1 million audio cassettes. You know how we did it? We told everybody, start with 100. Everybody who joins starts with 100 audios. Your job is to get the 100 audios out into the marketplace. Listen to somebody in your first week to 10 days. Your job is to get to everybody as quick as possible. Say, there's something amazing you got to listen to. Listen to this and call me as soon as you're done. And hand it off. If I gave you this audio cassette, would you listen? Here it is. Right? So they'd start with 100, and then we taught them 2 a day after that. 100 blasts to get it going, and then 2 a day. So if you have 1,000 people in your organization, all of a sudden that's 100,000 in 10 days. That company went from $1 million a month in sales to $14 million a month in sales in 4 months. A lot of leadership, a lot of effort, a lot of momentum, but I'm telling you, that tool tore it up. And they were everywhere. People joined the company because they bought a used car and one was in the glove box. I saw them in overhead bins in the airplanes. I saw them on carousels going by themselves at the airport, around and around. We taught people 2 a day. Get them out there. Your ability to get a big group to do a couple things, right? You cannot go home and go to sleep until you get 2 out. Do what you got to do. So there's people who literally, they would get home and they say, I only got, they put 2 in their pocket at the beginning of the day. They just didn't go home until, didn't finish it. They'd own Vegas. They just go around, see those people with those little pamphlets? They'd do that with the audio cassettes. They didn't care. The goal was to send them out and let them have a life of their own. See what happens. There were people literally, one of the top earners in that company, you know how they joined? They went to the gas station, they put the thing into their into their car, they squeezed the nozzle and they looked up, and on top of the gas pump was an audio cassette. They grabbed the audio cassette, put it in their car, pushed play. 2 weeks later, they called the person because they'd listened to it 30 times, became one of the top 10 earners in that company. Audio program changed my life. 100 to start, 2 a day. Remember the combo pack, the brick? Some of you remember the brick. I was with a company in 1999. We created a combination pack that was 1 part video cassette, 1 part audio, 1 part magazine put into a self-mailer package, and the goal was to get those out, bang, 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 put them in the mail or hand them to somebody. And if I would you, what did that do for growth? Remember? Was there anything else that we did? It was pretty much that. It was really laser focused. So think about in your organization, what few things can you use with tools to invite people to? We're going to teach you how to invite in this session. To invite people to in order to get a large number of people to do it. Do you have a CD? You know, I'm a big believer personally in tangible tools. Yes, the internet's good for speed, but tangible builds trust on a much higher level than the internet does, as far as network marketing is concerned. My suggestion to you is either your company has it or you should work with them to encourage it, to come up with a simple, centralized tool that you can drive as a basic method of operation. Get 100, 2 a day, inexpensive, blast it out, and create a campaign where everybody knows exactly what they need to do. Okay? All right. Video campaign I did in 2006. Exploded growth. I made $7 million between 2005 and 2011. Big part of that was a video campaign that we created there. Okay, let's talk about inviting. There's 4 emotional rules for inviting. And I will tell you right now, inviting is emotional. So you've got to, here's what the professionals do. Rule number 1, you have to emotionally detach from the outcome. Emotionally detach from the outcome. Your goal is education, inspiring somebody, teaching something that they don't know, giving someone some education on something that they don't know. Your job is to try and transfer that information to them. Regardless, the professionals don't really treat someone like they're hunted. They just go to them, they're emotionally detached, they build new relationships like we talked about. Number 2, be yourself. Some people turn into a completely different person. And they're just not themselves. So be yourself, but be your best self. Be your most energetic self. Be your most passionate self. Be your most positive self. But be yourself. Number 3, bring your passion. What did Mike say? People are paying more attention to the passion than they are to the words. That's totally true. And number 4, posture is important. Why did I talk to you about these things earlier today? You have the gift. Have compassion. Don't allow somebody to kick you in the face. Just don't allow it. Just don't be that person that would even welcome it. Your posture, be strong, be positive. And I will tell you, when I first started, I was none of these things. I was emotionally very attached, especially to family and friends. If they didn't join, I was just depressed. I was not myself. I tried to be this other person. My passion, I was more interested in the right words than I was the passion. And my posture was apologizing for network marketing at every turn. Didn't even really realize it. It was on a subconscious level. And part of it is I was insecure because I was 23, 24. I didn't think anybody'd listen to me, and I had 18 jobs, and I was more attracted to what? The past or the future? the past. I was living the past. I was owning the past. So anyway, before we do that, let's talk about posture for a moment. We're going to do a series of exercises, but I need your support. I'm going to have you get up and do some things. But it needs to be quick and it needs to be fast. And when I say done, you need to get back to your seat within 15 seconds. Will you follow instructions? All right, here's what I'd like you to do. Right now, I'd like you to quickly go introduce yourself to 3 people. Ready? Go. 3 people you don't know. Ready? Go. As soon as you're done, go back to your seat. As soon as you're done, you should be done by now. Back to your seat. Ready? 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Back to your seat. Okay. Now, I want to teach you something about posture and about energy. I want you to think about the best friend you have in the world. Okay? And I want you to imagine you haven't seen this person in over a year. And you are now seeing them for the first time as they just got off the airplane, and you're there to welcome them and to say hello. Okay? Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to imagine that exact energy, your long-lost friend, your best friend in the world who just got off the airplane. I want you to now stand up and go greet 3 people with that energy. All right, sit down, you.
Where you been?
Now, question for you. Did you notice the difference? This was with strangers. Even though you know it was an exercise, did it fill you up? Did it put you in a good mood? Even if you didn't know that other person, do you now have a little connection with that person? When you see one of those 3 people in the hall for the rest of the weekend, is it going to be different? It is, isn't it? Now, here's what I'm talking to you when I talk about inviting and when I talk about posture. If you'll infuse that energy into your voice, into your action, into your body language, it'll change it. The words didn't even really matter, did they? Whatever words you said. They didn't matter. People do business with people they like. People like people who are like them. People like people who care about them. So care about people. When you're inviting, when you're talking to people, when you're presenting, remember that this little 30-second exercise, because if you're not lit up, you'll notice. See, everybody you meet, practice something. Everybody that's not part of this conference that you meet for the rest of the weekend, I'm serious. It doesn't need to be weird. It doesn't need to be long-lost friends. They're like, who are you? But it can be energetic, positive. You see somebody in the hall, you're having a great day, and you send them. You can literally look at somebody and you can send them passion, energy, enthusiasm. And you know what they're going to say most of the time? Whatever you're taking, I want some. What are you doing here? Are you in a conference? What's going on? They'll start asking you questions when you exude that kind of energy. Truthfully. Okay, let's keep going. 8 steps to a professional invitation. That sounds like a lot. It's not a lot. Just relax. 8 steps to a professional invitation. When you put all the steps together as a network marketing professional, you will find that you can do this entire thing in under 3 minutes without any problem at all. Doing it all professionally, on point. Step number 1, with every single invitation, when you're inviting somebody to a tool or an event, right? You're going to be inviting somebody to do one of those 2 things. The first step, the first thing out of your mouth needs to be, listen, I don't have a lot of time. I'm running out the door. Be in a hurry. Okay? Let me go through all the 8 steps, and then we'll talk about each one. Number 2, compliment the prospect. Number 3, make the invitation. Number 4, the most powerful question in all of network marketing, if I would you. Number 5, confirmation number 1, get the time commitment. Number 6, confirmation number 2, confirm the time commitment. Number 7, confirmation number 3, schedule the next call or the next exposure. And number 8, get off the phone. Don't undo what you just did. Okay? Those are the 8 steps. Got them? What page is it on, Gina? 46, 48? Okay, all right, well, it's in there. Plus you have the other book. You've got the script book too. It's all there. Okay? So you got the 8? All right, cool. Let's talk about step 1. Be in a hurry. This is a psychological issue. And if you don't think we're dealing in psychological issues in network marketing, think again. This is a study of psychological wiring in human beings. People are attracted to the non-needy. If you're in a hurry, you're blowing, you're going, you got things going on, you're headed out the door, they're attracted to that. If you got all the time in the world, they're not attracted. Human nature. This will make for shorter invitations. Some of you have 30-minute invitations. Some of you have 1-hour invitations. If it's longer than 3 minutes, it doesn't need to be longer than 3 minutes. You build a little rapport, do the invitation, but the actual invitation itself, the 8 steps, is less than 3 minutes. Truly. You're going to get less questions. If you set up at the beginning of the call or the interaction, listen, I don't have a lot of time, I'm running out the door, but I was glad I caught you. Then at the end, they're not going to be saying, well, hold on, let me ask some more questions. You'll get less questions. Our goal is education, right? And we're going to lead people in a direction that helps to educate them in the easiest possible way. You'll get less resistance to anything. And here's a big one. People will respect you in your time. It'll set you up on a completely different scale. People were like, dang, they got stuff going on. Huh, Who would have thought? I thought they were just sitting around doing nothing. And you might be sitting around doing nothing, but they don't need to know that. Listen, let me give you some examples. I don't have a lot of time to talk. It's really important I reach you. Do you have a minute? Get somebody on the phone. Hey, listen. Just real quick. Bang, bang, bang. Something you do at the very beginning of the invitation itself. I got a million things going on, but I'm glad I caught you. I'm running out the door, but I needed to talk to you real quick. Just warm market, simple examples. Those are all in the script book. You can find all those. But did you get the feel? And forget the words. Did you get the feeling? The feeling is, listen, it was really important I caught you, but I'm super, super busy. You just have a quick minute? Whatever the words are. Your words. Your energy. Put some big energy into it. For cold market, if you run into somebody, now isn't the time to get into this and I got to go, but somebody sells you shoes, does a good job. Hey, listen, you're really good at this. I don't have a lot of time to talk right now. I'm in the middle of a bunch of things and I got to run, but, and then you can go into the invitation. Or I've got to run, but. So be in a hurry is number 1. Yeah. Skill number 2, step 1. Hold on. Got it. My notes are in exact reverse clockwise order. They print it out in reverse clockwise, so occasionally I'm like, what? Starts in the bottom right and goes to the bottom left, up and around. I don't know why. So anyway, with this step, focus on the concepts, not the words. Here's the concept. You're busy, you've got a lot going on, you're excited, and your time is short. Okay? Got that? Pretty simple, right? I will tell you this is a muscle that you must exercise. You got to do it at the beginning of every interaction. If you do it, this one simple little thing will increase your invitation results 10 to 20%. Just that. 10 to 20%. Psychologically, it sets everything up. Step 2, compliment the prospect. Compliment the prospect. Top network marketing professionals do this as second nature. They're just great at this. This is critical. It opens the door to communication. It builds instant rapport. And it will double your results overnight. Double your results overnight. So, let me give you some examples. You've always been successful, and I've always respected the way you've done business. As an example, these are in the script book, so don't worry about writing it down. You've always been so supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. Say this to every family member and close friend. If you go to your brother-in-law and say, look, one of the things I appreciate about you the most, you're always supportive of me. And I really appreciate that. Now he has no place to go. He's cooked. It's over. You've got an amazing mind for business and can see things other people don't see. For cold market, you give me some of the best service I've ever received. You're super sharp. Can I ask what you do for a living? Here's the steps or the critical part of the compliment. It's got to be sincere. Find something you like about somebody and tell them. Compliment them. Find something. Some people are harder than others. I really appreciate your shoes. Yeah, your shoes. No, I'm just kidding. You can always find something about someone. You can compliment them. You can give them some support and encouragement. Now, the top distributors do this everywhere they go with every one of their people. They're just constantly complimenting their downline. They're complimenting the person who just joined. They're complimenting the person who rank advanced, the person who attended the event. They're complimenting in every, hey, you look sharp. Whatever it is, they are constantly, it's part of their nature. Professionals are doing this all the time. Now, here's what I want to do. We're going to role play, okay? Now, you really got to work with me. To have 1,000 people do this all at one time is unique, okay? I want you, we're just going to focus on the compliment right now. What I want you to do is I want you to, when I tell you to, stand up, find 3 people, and give them a heartfelt compliment. Okay? And then they can do the same. I'll tell you when. Relax. And people will come do the same to you, but once you've given and received 3 compliments, then go sit back down. Are you ready? Go. Once you're finished, go sit back down. Once you're finished, go sit back down. All right. No exchanging room keys. Now, this was an exercise among strangers. We all knew that. How did it feel? Feels good, didn't it? You knew it was a game, and it still feels good. You're like, dang, all right. Whoever gave you the compliment, you kind of like them now. A little bit. You know? They're all right with you. You know, they're okay. Isn't it interesting how walls can be dissolved with a simple, sincere compliment? How you can build a bridge. You can build trust. Now you can start to have an opportunity to transfer some belief. Can you see, if you do a well-crafted invitation after you do the compliment, how difficult it would be for you to change gears and say, I'm kind of negative now? It would be just hard to rewire your brain. This little discipline will double your results. You must do it. You must tell people you're in a hurry, and then you must do the compliment up front. Critical that you do it up front. It sets the stage for everything. No matter how cool the person is, they're thinking inside, I like this person. I like them. They're cool. All right, let's see what they got. We don't receive very many compliments in our day-to-day lives. You just don't. You know, you think about outside of this business, when was the last time somebody gave you a sincere compliment? You got to think back and you're like, No matter who they are, if somebody's a successful business person, they're not told by any people that they're a successful business person. They're a lonely, successful business person most of the time. If you go to that person and say, you know what? You probably don't hear this other than people who are trying to kiss your butt because they work for you. I just wanted to tell you because I notice that you're a rock star in business. Really. You're just extraordinary. I think you're fantastic. I think you're amazing. Just wanted you to know. Inside, I don't care if they make $1 million a year, they've got a huge business, they're going to go, you know what? Who is this? I like you. Swear to you. critically important. This is a muscle that you need to develop. Try to practice every single interaction you have for the rest of the weekend. Put a compliment into the interaction. Congratulations for being here. I'm proud of you for doing what you did. You know what I mean? You look great. You look sharp. Whatever it happens to be. You got a great smile. Step 3 is to make the invitation. Some of you single people can go crazy with some of these approaches. Make the invitation. There's 3 different approaches. It's not one size fits all. There's the direct approach, there's an indirect approach, and there's a super indirect approach. Most people in network marketing, guess what they think? One size fits all. Direct approach. Guess where you can use a direct approach? With people that look up to you. You got your inner circle that you can call those people and say, hey, get over to my house, hurry up. But there's not a lot of people you can say that to. There's people who've always wanted to do business with you. You can use a shortcut if you want. It's a little dangerous. I think the direct approach should be used maybe 10% of the time. 10%. This is when I'm talking to Albert and I'm saying, I've got something for you. Right? Direct. Going straight to Albert. Give you some examples of direct approach. Albert, when you told me you were sick and tired of your job, were you serious or you just kidding around? You're serious. Well, I think I got a way for you to get out of there. I got an exit strategy. I got something that's interesting. This is when you have an idea of their dissatisfaction. When you told me your business owned you and you had trying to figure out how to get out of there, were you seriously just kidding around? When you told me you had a boss that you hated, or you told me when you were sad you couldn't take the kids on vacation, when you told me that you were underwater on the house but couldn't get out of it, and you seriously just kidding around? Well, I got a way for you to get out of that house if you want to. Wouldn't that be great? I think I found a way for you to get it, solve it, make that happen. You can decide up front, this is the approach that I want to use. I want to use this approach for this person. When you know their area of dissatisfaction, this can work very, very well. Another example. Ace, I think I found a way for us to really boost our cash flow. I think I found a way for us to really go make something happen. Us. When I thought of the people who could make an absolute fortune with a business I just found, I thought about you, Joshua. You immediately popped into my mind. You know, I've complimented him kind of twice now. You know, where he went, he thought of me. Cool. I'm synonymous with success in his mind. Let me ask you a question off the record. Great little phrase off the record. Great 3 words off the record. Take the off the record out of there, and if I go to Janice and I say, let me ask you a question. If there's a business you could start working part-time from your home that would replace your current income, would that be interesting? If I don't do the off the record, she's going to give me one answer. If I add those 3 words, she's going to give me a completely different answer. Let me ask you a question, off the record, okay? Just between you and me. If there's a business that you could start part-time, work from your house, and be able to create an income that would become important for you and your family, would that be interesting? Off the record. Yeah. See, before she was kind of hesitating, not knowing where's this going. But if I just say, look, it's just you and me. Those 3 words will reduce walls like you can't believe. This is the science of these little words. It's funny. The psychology of how to connect with another human being. Cold market examples. This is an old one, but a good one. You ever thought about diversifying your income? You're super sharp at what you do. You keep your career options open. Old one, but a good one. Works today. Worked 10 years ago. It will work 10 years from now. I love this one. Do you plan on doing what you're doing right now for the rest of your career? Is this it? Awesome. I'm telling you. Ask somebody who works at this hotel. Ask somebody who's doing something. No, this is on their way to something else that's going to fulfill them in a more interesting way. You plan on doing this? You know, what are they going to tell you? Yep, I'm done. This is it. Guy who brings your luggage up to your room. Is this it? Yep, I'm done. I'm just serving my time now. They can say, no. You know, at some point I'm going to do something else. Then you can go into an invitation and say, you know, well, listen, I don't have the time right now, and I know you're busy, but if I had something that could give you an exit strategy from what you're doing right now into something that made you happy, fulfilled you, would you be open to that? What are they going to say? Uh-huh. Now, if you told them you're in a hurry, you know, they're dropping off the stuff, and you've given them a compliment and you've done that, they're going to say yes. Come on. For sure. What you want to do is ask questions that end with, of course. Your arsenal is the questions that you ask. The professional just asks questions and sits back and lets the prospect do the rest of the work. Indirect approaches. Indirect is when you're not going directly at them, but you're asking for help, guidance, support, wisdom, input. This is much easier to use for most people. It's non-threatening. Use this if you just got started with your business, you've started something new. Use this with every single close friend and family member, and you will get a minimum of 500% better results with this invitation. I've just started a new business. I'm really nervous. You know, or I'm scared to death, or you know what, I'm getting my feet under me. I don't know a lot yet. I'm excited, but I don't know a lot. Before I get going, I need to practice on somebody friendly. Can I practice on you? Can I practice on you? Is that all right? You can literally go to that person and read out of a manual with them, and they'll let you. If somebody calls me and uses a direct approach with me, which they try to do all the time, hey, I've got this great thing I want you to look at. I'm like, really? Please. In network marketing, come on. But if a family member got involved in network marketing and called me up and said, you know what, I'm really scared. You've got a lot of experience with this. I need somebody to practice on. Can I practice on you? Bring it. Bring it. Show me your stuff. I'm in with that stuff. No problem. Another approach. I found a business I'm really excited about, but what do I know? You got a lot more experience than I do. Would you look at it and give me your opinion? Give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. I got a new business that's expanding in your area. Do me a favor and look at it so you can give me your opinion if it's going to work in that area. Start listening for accents. If you've got an international business, start saying, you know, who do you know in wherever the other country is? Listen. Would you mind if I got their contact information? Because I want to send something to them and see if they think it'll work in their market. It's a great approach. Super indirect. Let me back up. Super indirect. Now, direct approaches. Do you have your script book? Pull it out. Pull it out. If you got it around, pull it out. So I'm going to have you practice a little bit. I'm going to give you super indirect approach, and then we're going to come back and we're going to practice. This is very nuts and bolts, but it's very important. Practice, rehearse, play with it. Go to your friends and family and read them these questions while you're practicing. Super indirect approach is what you use for highly influential people. People that can't hear any other approach. Here's the message. The business I'm in clearly isn't for you. You're too successful, you're powerful, you're, master of the universe. I get it. You're busy, you got stuff going on. But I wanted to ask, do you know anybody who's ambitious, money motivated, be excited about the idea of adding some more cash flow to their lives? Do you know somebody who is opportunistic and likes to get in front of trends because I've got something that's going to explode in this local market and I need a leader to help me organize it? See what I'm saying? Who do you know that's hit a wall with their business and might be looking for a way to diversify? Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? I work with a company that's expanding in this area. I'm looking for some sharp people. Do you know anybody that might fit that description? You know anybody sharp? I know you do. Not for you. I'm not here to talk to you. I appreciate you giving me the time. I'm trying to leverage the most influential people I know. And when I thought about the most influential people, I thought about you. And I know you know people. And what I usually throw in is, look, if you can guide me to some sharp people, I'll make it worth your time. That's it. If you can guide me to some sharp people, I'll make it worth your time. What does that mean? Yeah, I'll give you a referral of some sort. Based upon what they produce, whatever. I'll make it worth your time. Okay? Now, if they give you can use this, you can go into any marketplace in the world, and you can use a super indirect approach, or an indirect approach, or a direct approach, and launch a market. Give you an example. If you were dropped into New York City or anywhere, you could go into every single car dealership in the entire city. You could walk in and say, listen, I need to talk to the number one salesperson. I can't talk to anybody but number one. I'll wait. Number one comes and says, can I help you? Yes, I understand you're number one in this establishment. Yeah, you are. Well, the fact that you're number one here means to me that you might be able to be number one someplace else. And here's what I know about this profession. You're probably dramatically underpaid for how valuable you are to this organization. Would that be interesting if you were number one in someplace, somebody came in with that conversation? What if there was a way, sir or ma'am, for you to be paid exactly what you're worth? Would you be up for that? Are you tired of carrying everybody else in this whole place and paying the rent? Was that a compliment or a dig? It was a compliment. You're carrying all these other people that are underperforming you. You're the performer. You're the producer. You're the one doing it all. The owner's loving you. Where are they today? Oh, they're not in? I can show you how to get out of here, man. Do some big stuff. Swear to God. Could you have that conversation? You could. Now, is that bold? Yes, but you know what? What do you have to lose? Could you treat that as a social experiment? You could do that at a Vegas car dealership and no one would ever know. Couldn't you? There's not 5 of you that would have the guts to do it, but if you did, the story would be interesting. Could you go to a pastor of a church in a local market and say, Pastor, I'm building a business here in the local market. I'm looking for some entrepreneurial type people that might be open to something new. It's clearly not for you. I respect your time. Thank you for seeing me. But you have to know people that are super sharp. You've got to. Can you point me in the direction of some of them? And if it works out, I'll make it worth the church's while. Happy to help. Could you go to the Chamber of Commerce? Could you go to the real estate office and find the number one person? Could you go and use a super indirect approach with those people if you wanted? Could you use an indirect approach? Can you help me? Do you think it'll work in this market? Would you look at it for me? Tell me what you think. I'm trying to expand. Or you could use a direct approach. Do you want to get out of here? I can help. Okay? See what I'm saying? You don't have to be limited by your circumstance. Here's what I want you to think about. An ounce of preparation will pay you forever. Have the discipline to do one simple thing. Before you pick up the phone, determine what you're going to be inviting them to and what approach you're going to use. Think about it for a moment before you start. Even if you need to jot down a note that says, hurry, compliment, super indirect, whatever. Pick what will help trigger your mind to go into this invitation. Just take 15 seconds to make a little outline of what will help you. Okay? All right.
So that concludes actually the skill set number 2, and you can tick that one off on your checklist so you can be ready for the next video in this session of training videos. This next session video, which is number 3, is presenting, and you can find it again on Networker Scope Pro. See you later on.